Hello, everybody. I'm trying to figure out how to make this unlock. I want to unlock this. Rotate device locked. How do I unlock that? Sorry, everybody. I'm trying right now to figure out how to make this work. Sadly, it seems to be locked. Enable flash. Share. God damn it. Well, everybody, I think we're going to be stuck to shooting this the way we did yesterday. I'm still struggling to figure out, seemingly, how to really make this shoot properly in a landscape sort of function there. But anyway, fuck it anyway. Rock and roll. Let's do it. Let's get it going. I'm just playing with the camera angle here just for a second. And we'll try that out for size. There we are. And now I need to pull up this wee little live feed here. Let's see if we can watch this. Live now. We're pulling it up here. I've got to kill the speakers. Up here. There we go. And everything should be working. All right, my friends. Welcome to Pot Squatch Growers. I am sorry that it is still currently streaming like this. I did attempt to make it into a landscape shot. It said rotate phone, but it just keeps not working and saying the phone's locked. So obviously there's something in my settings that I'm going to need to, simply put, do to fix that. I'm also typing hello to everybody to see the first time. Boom, I typed in a show. There we go. Rock and roll. How's everybody doing, my friends? I'm going to switch this to live chat where all messages are visible. There we are. What's up, Fat Boy for 20 years? How you doing? What's up, Noble Lucero? What's happening, Burt McBurney? What's happening, Mike Myers or Mikey Myers? Mongo Grows Bud. Indie Monsters 420. The numbers aren't in Indie Monsters 420. It is still drying. Tomorrow I should be able to start taking some stuff down. Hell yeah, Mikey Myers. What's it called? A Menace to Sobriety. I like it. I'll have to check it out, my friend. Adam Squatch in the house. Brendan's in the house. Setting in your notification tab. Okay, so Brendan, how do I fix that? Do you know how I fix that on the phone? I mean, I spent like 5 hours today figuring or trying to play around with a bunch of different things, trying to make this work a little bit better. And well, I didn't figure it out, to be honest. But hey, what are you gonna do? Am I gonna smoke pot? Yes. I've got some weed right here. Just need to get my grinder, which I didn't put on the table actually when we started the live stream. So I'm gonna go grab one of our handy dandy Pot Squatch Growers grinders here. There we go. We got our Pot Squatch Growers grinder here, ready to rock and roll. And we're gonna roll up a joint here. Here, let's play around. I'm gonna try to pull this even closer. And let's see how we like it. Now, all right, so, now how's this? Is this better? Are we liking this angle a bit more? Are we able to capture it? Or should I tweak it out? I'm still learning about all of this, you know what I'm saying? Oh, hell yeah, Mikey Myers. I'll have to check it out. Well, hey, if you're ever out in BC, let me know. Or if I'm down your way. I was a professional MC throughout Europe and a rapper for many years myself. So, I mean, I've been retired a long time. But let me have a few beers there, get a little bit of weed titties in me, and I can freestyle with the best of them. That's actually my skill. I don't really like writing a lot of raps. A lot of the stuff I did I'm just freestyler. So that's kind of what I like to do, if you know what I'm saying. Got a feeling one of my dogs or someone is fucking with my cable. Oh, no, probably just a ghost or some shit. There we go. All right. No, wait, there is a dog. Never mind. Question from Mongo Grows Buds. If my plants are looking healthy, but they're very bushy, should I do You mean should you defoliate or continue to let it grow until I switch my light cycle? I defoliate from very early on. Selective defoliation and proper training, as well as lollipopping and all these types of techniques, and my personal 2 cents of growing style is required to do from the very fucking get-go, as it were. Hi, baby. So, yes, defoliate away, my friend. Because by defoliating and opening up the second, third, and fourth nodal levels through your top of your canopy early on in veg is key to maximizing these secondary nodals so that when you do come into the transition of flower, shit's starting to get sexy, baby, if you know what I'm saying. Like, yeah. One second here. I'm still playing with these angles a little bit. Put that up a bit. Then I think we could probably even bring it a little closer. Let's try this. Bear with me here, everybody. Now, what does that look like? Sorry, everybody, I'm just playing with it. Because, I mean, a lot of people were saying yesterday about the live stream, they're like, well, we're used to seeing it very close. And, you know, well, we're playing with it, you know, see if we can get this going. But first off, I'm going to roll a joint. What's up, Eyes On? How you doing, my friend? You doing well? What's crackin'? Cajun Weed Head, how you doing, my friend? What's up, Flippy Dippy? What's crackin'? Right now, Mikey Myers, this is some Death Bubba Kush. On our last harvest, we did an unknown Afghani, which at first I kind of was thinking it was kind of more of an indica variety, but once it started drying out and smelling the titties, and it's fucking very sativa-y, which, as everyone knows, I'm not really a big fan of. But again, mystery genetic. You know, it was only a small part of the crop. The rest of it was all violated kush, and that violated kush turned out sexy, baby. All right. Okay, on the S9 Plus, it's a little rectangle logo with a lock in the middle that says portrait. Once you click it, switches to rectangle sideways with a rotate icon saying auto rotate. So that'll be in the settings, though, of my phone then. Not the settings of my YouTube, but the settings of my phone then, I'm assuming. Bert McBurney, the one that's called Sasquatch from earlier on in the channel, I do have about 9 or 10 beans of that left from that eugenics program. It's a long story as to why I only have that. What I will be doing to bring that back is waiting until I have a bigger setup. It'll probably be a few years from now, but eventually I'm saving those beans to bring it back. So yes, it still exists. It's hard to say whether I'll find the Dark Mama Pheno again. But it's going to be coming back, baby. It's going to be awesome, regardless. And at worst case scenario, I'll just spend another 2.5 years doing the same fucking eugenics program where I remember what I did and what I crossed and make it. So. Okay, everyone, we're going to see if we can switch this to landscape all at the same time. Let's see here. Bear with me, everybody. Okay, so let's see if this works, okay? Is this working? Nope. All right, everybody, we're just going to get back to making the show and going with it. And we will fuck with this later. Fuck it. It's all about learning slowly but surely. We'll get there, my friends. We'll get there. Hashtag boom. All right, everybody. So let's get this camera just angled slightly like this. There we go. I like that. All right. All right, so I'll fuck around with the phone later, but right now we're going to have to shoot it this way, and I apologize, everybody, but that's just the fucking nature of the beast. We're going to have to move on from that, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, no, but Bert McBurney, the Violator Kush turned out really nice. The Afghani did too, even though it's fucking weird and sativa-y, which is not my favorite thing. But again, it's still carrying it. Might take on, like, there are sativas that exist that I enjoy, so it might change. You never know. What's up, New Grower 420? How you doing, baby? What's up, Mr. C's Grow Life? What's crackin' my friend? Beautiful. Luke and Cherby, eventually, yeah. But the problem is Canadian legalization isn't legalization. It's Prohibition 2.0. It's evolving. Nothing's very clear, too, in terms of what the fuck are you supposed to do for any of it. So where originally Bill C-45 was first proposed, they were like, yeah, like there's going to be licenses for producing seed and bringing that to market and all that, blah, 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 blah. But there's not currently any licenses. There's no application process. There's nothing I can find on the government website. And we've been on market for over a year now, quote unquote, with legal pot. So it's like, where's the legislature? Where's the law? Where's the licensing? It's not currently there. Before legalization in Canada, you could sell cannabis seeds fully legally. That's where it's funny. Our legalization things are more illegal now than they were before in many ways. But in previous to the stupidity which we're calling legalization in Canada, thanks government, you could sell seeds and it was a novelty. As long as it was a novelty and you posted on the package, these seeds are not intended for germination, then you're good. So, what's up, B. Braddock? Yeah. I don't know, because every time I try to start it says, oh, if you rotate your phone, it'll go horizontal. But I must, have a lock on my phone that's not letting that happen. Maybe I don't bloody know. But I know it switches when I use other things, or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. That's true, everybody. As you can see, Adam Squatch is sharing the link to get your very own Squatch lighting systems. That's right. You want to grow like Squatch? You want to have the most affordable, reliable, professional-grade LED grow lights on the market? Well, Squatch lighting systems is the only way to go. Hashtag boom on that regard. Yeah, no, exactly. It's not legal for us, Big Mac Creates. It's legal for them and their corporate, super corporate mafia mobster cronies. What's up, Daddy B Green? What's cracking? I'm just trying to play catch up here and say hi to everybody. What's up, the man? Fuck. What's up, Al? It's good to see you, Mike. Safe ride, Squatch. One second here, everybody. I'm just playing catch up for a moment here. What's up, Valentino 420 Growing? What's up, Rico Ranch? What's cracking here? Lachey Broadwater, what's crackalacking, yo? How you doing? Good to see you. Brad Reed, I'm new here, first time grower. You've been very helpful in the process. Oh, hey, happy to help. I'm glad that you have found my crazy ass sharing a few things helpful. At the end of the day, that's a big part of why I started the channel in the first place. I got very frustrated, personally speaking, with the amount of misinformation on the internet and a lot of bullshit that I saw around YouTube or wrong ideas on things. And I kind of just got frustrated one night and I was like, well, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to start a fucking YouTube and we'll see what happens. I didn't think anyone would tune in, to be fair. And yet here you all are. What are you growing for your first time, Brad Reed? Hell yeah, Daddy B Green. We got a shitload of pot squatches down in Oklahoma. Thousands of them. Luke and Cherby. No, I did not. A couple of the seeds sucked. King's seeds or whatever. Or fuck, what the fuck they're called? Mark Emery, Cannabis Culture People seeds. King's seed. No. Fuck. Just looking at it the other day. Their seeds suck. A lot of people I know have bought some. I've bought a number of packs, some of which I tried to use, a couple of which some friends tried to use, and it was just a disaster. Actually, the best seeds currently, in terms of what's performing, have been all the seeds been sent out in from pot squatches, actually. So the seeds we went and spent a shitload of money on suck, but our people's seeds are working well. Hey, what's up, Michael Robinson? How you doing, my friend? Thank you, Bert McBurney. Crop King seeds fucking blow. The seeds themselves look great. Like, they look super healthy. But I've yet to meet a pack of seeds that germinates for shit from them. So what are you going to do? Again, William Johnson, I haven't, but the best way to help me, because I'm a man who's very busy and all over the place, send me an email with a link to, if someone wants me to check out someone else's YouTube, I'm totally happy to co-support and check out my fellow growers' YouTubes. Just send me an email with the link, though, with reminding me, like, hey, from Livestream, check this out, and I can go check it out. I'm very busy, got a lot of shit going on pretty much all the time, sadly. And it just, again, my brain's a little creative. So that would be something that I would hugely appreciate in terms of people trying to, help me out in that regard, if you know what I'm saying. There's my ashtray. Rocking the ashtray there that we got as part of our little prize there when we took bronze, when we should have had silver in the synchronized dabbing event. What's up, man? How you doing? Awesome. I've been working on and off all day from home, but that's what my new world is. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, Daddy Be Green. Again, I'm going to chalk that up to, bad breeding, really. Because all seeds and all cannabis, like humans, start out female. They go male very early on. Sometimes they're just meant to. Having a few seeds that do that, but that become really strong males, isn't a bad thing. But it is exterior stressors, and so it sounds like to me that basically they bred a very weak genetic that just a little bit of things come along and trigger the shit out of that shit, and they're like, oh, we got penises. All of us have penises. What's up, John Boy? How you doing, my friend? Oh, I know. Like, John Boy, I've got one seed that's come out. I'm not saying that genetically they're not doing all right, but they're not storing shit. They're too old. Fucking shit never fucking pops. It's a waste of fucking money. You're already charging people too much. All seed breeders charge way too much for seeds, as far as I'm concerned. Charging people $60 to $100 for 5 seeds is a fucking joke and a crime, and anyone doing that should be shot, as far as I'm concerned. This is an industry of the people. It's one of recreation and medicine. But we should not be charging for 5 beans that may or may not even fucking pop $60 to $100. That's just a crime, in my humble 2 cents. So, I'll definitely check that out, though, John Boy. What's up, Freedom Grower? Fuck, I could have used your help today. I was trying to figure out how to make certain things work on, like, streaming platform things or blah, blah, blah. Because I know you know a little bit more than I do about that. I got very mad for about 4 hours of shit. But the good thing was I'd heard from a few people yesterday that didn't like the sound quality. So I got all butt hurt on myself. I was like, oh, man, like, that sucks. I thought these headphones would work. And I do have a really nice tube condenser microphone, but there's no way for me to host this live stream through my phone, which is what I'm doing right now, and then just using a laptop here to read all of what everyone's saying, you know what I'm saying? But I would have to host it through the laptop to use that microphone. But when I talked to Caden Crooks, owner of District Records, he was like, man, nah, man, like, dude, I'm a professional sound engineer who owns a record label. I was in my studio watching your shows, running up through thousands of dollars worth of monitors. Your sound was perfect, dude. If anything, it's just your big voice and the fact that it's maybe bouncing. You're not in a sound booth, maybe, but it was the best sound you've ever had on any of your live streams or videos, my personal 2 cents. And he owns a record label. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going back to what I was doing yesterday. Oh, exactly, John Boy. And that's just again, people being greedy assholes, Seeds should not cost what they do currently in the market. And if I ever open up a company like we do with Grow Lights, I have a company, but if we ever go into the seed game like we did with Grow Lights, we're going to undercut everybody. Might cost you $100 for 6 beans from one place, but once our company is legally licensed to do so, I ain't going to charge you that. I'll sell you 10 beans for half their price. Better genetics too, because we will have bred them for you. And we will pay attention to detail in that regard. Yeah, man, Freedom Grower, I'm not a huge I could build you a computer, Freedom Grower, I'll tell you, but it's like trying to understand social media and how to wire tech together for doing these shows has proven to be a real pain in the fucking ass, I'll tell you. Well, exactly. And at the end of the day, some, like a lot of people are like, ooh, bag seed. I'm like, I'm sorry, but some bag seed outperforms anything I've bought from a breeder before. No breed, almost no breeders properly stabilizing anything anymore either, which is a fucking joke. It's like all these people came along and decided to throw out the book on how you fucking develop a strain or breed seeds, and they're like, yeah, I'm just gonna do that. Okay, well, that's how we destroy the genetics we have, lose lineages, and everything's just kind of a clusterfuck that we're charging people too much money for anyway. Big Mac creates, I put my heart and soul into everything I do. It is a fucking crime to charge $60 to $100 for 5 fucking seeds. That is a fucking joke, and it's disgusting and against what our community, in my opinion, should stand for. It's at least against what I stand for. So that's just my personal 2 cents. Corey Kors, I disagree. I don't think it's worth the money even if the seed does germinate. You can't charge that much. Like, if you look what we charge people for seeds of other shit, like, fuck that, man. You can still get a lot of seeds and easily produce tens and 20,000 seeds. But charging that much for 5 seeds is just gross. Daddy B Green, that's pretty cool, man. I'm assuming you're down in Oklahoma, I think you said. Well, send me an email. I mean, I know people all over Oklahoma. I've got a lot of connections down in the States as well. I'm actually talking to a number of potential new business partners down in the States. We're going to be launching hopefully some infused beverages down in the States if it all works out. Launching a TV show that will be an internationally playing show. Doing a bunch of things. So we're working really hard to try to get that, going for everybody. Oh, hell yeah, Corey Kors. Because, that 20 pounds in England to Canadian like me, like that's almost like $40 for 3 seeds. Like, I mean, that's a little cheaper technically, I guess, but that's still too much. Yeah, the way I look at it though is like I don't even really put as much validation in the cannabis cup as anyone does. I don't really care if something won a cup. Because the seed itself is not the phenol that won the cup. So paying for that is something I wouldn't do. You know what? Like 100 seeds should cost a couple $100 at max. We shouldn't be charging 5 seeds for 65. We should be charging, $2 or $3 at absolute maximum a seed. In a perfect world, we would charge $1 a seed, no matter how good a genetic is. Because that's called sharing genetics. That's called proper marketing. That's called proper fucking, taking care of people. I mean, the fact that seeds cost what they did, I think, is actually an offshoot in terms of the prohibition in many places and where it was coming from. So people were like, well, I can get away with that. Yeah, you can, but you can't now. People like me are starting to fucking wake up and say, guess what? Fuck this. But until companies come along and start to do things a different way, then that becomes the norm, right? So that's why I do hope that we can get licensed to move into seeds eventually, but working on it, we'll get there eventually. What's up, Trina Rogers? How you doing? Oh, exactly, Rose. The fucking purple Kush feminized seeds from Crop King Seeds. I spent $65 on a pack of 5. I had one that's actually worked. We'll see if it's feminized. I don't know. Oh, if by a mega pheno you mean a super mother, every 2 to 3 seeds out of every 10 should have a super mother, and there'll be one super true mother. But typically, that's healthy genetics. When I was first growing, that was a rule of thumb. You usually got at least 2 or 3 super mothers to 10 seeds, and then you'd have like that one super special super mother. That's what we always call them, and that's what I call them. But But that's the thing, Corey Kors. There's no such thing as a popular seed. By and large, all these genetics are full of shit. No one's kept track of anything. Hell, one can argue that sativa and indica is actually not even a thing. It's something we invented to just talk about how, well, okay, some of these plants are having really skinny leaves and hitting one way, and then these other plants have thicker leaves and hitting this one way. And let's say at one point maybe that special recognition or differentiation existed, but things are so fucking mixed now. Nobody's keeping track of anything. You can have an indica that hits like a sativa. Like physically, it looks like an indica, but it no longer has those indica traits because it's been fucked around so much, and vice versa, right? So, and that's where like people paying for a name and with how the industry works and how it has worked and where we're at now is just a joke to me. It's just a joke. But we still love the weed titties anyway, and it's like we can fix things if we keep fighting for the good things, if you know what I'm saying. So it's like rock and roll and just keep on party rocking and working on it, Dude, gotta love good land races, my friend John Boy. Gotta love a good land race. See, Bert McBurney, you should not be paying that for 5 seeds from a company. That's just a fucking joke. It's just a joke. Highway fucking robbery, in my humble 2 cents. Well, exactly. We the Posquatch Growers Army, because guess what? We're not gonna take it. No, we're not gonna take it. Oh, we're not gonna take it anymore. And that's the fact is, if we stand together and stand unified, we share and work together, we can change the world. And not just for weed. I'm literally talking fucking everything. We can do it, and we'll be just fine. 4:20 p.m. to Too Drunk, Too Sloppy. What's crack-lacking? It's 4:20 for me, too. Fuck it, I didn't even talk. Okay, 4:21 for me. Hey. I was singing. See, thank you, everyone. District Records is tuning back in to check if the sound is still working, using it this way. Then thank you, Caden. I appreciate that. Everyone, shout out to Caden Crooks, owner of District Records. Fucking badass rapper, fucking amazing sound tech and producer. Knows what the fuck he's doing. Not to mention he's a good motherfucker, and I like him. He's my little brother. Well, thank you, Wild Enterprises. Oh, yeah. Some random bag seeds you find, you may not quite know what it is, but they're absolutely amazing. Well, I mean, we're going to make many strains. True, I made Sasquatch for me and my sister who has MS. So if we're gonna make a strain for the army, we can have a few army strains maybe one day, but I'm gonna personally invent one by myself, Adam, quietly in secret. But then I'll work with one for you as well if you'd like. So we can work on both that. I want to because I also like making just things that I personally do in secret, and then I finally am like, oh, look what I made. It's what I did with the Sasquatch strain. Well, that's the thing, Freedom Grower. Like, fuck, seeds aren't properly taken care of by these companies. They're charging you $1 billion for 5 if you're lucky. And it's like, you can't pop for phenos. You can't do fuck all. You're lucky if 3 of the bastards pop. And fuck, 2 of them are probably going to grow a dick, even if they're feminized. Because people don't fucking know half the time what they're doing anymore. And a lot of these people are just thinking you can, basically just do what you kind of read on the internet, slap a fancy label or a package on it, and that's like, ooh, well, I'm a breeder now. I make seeds now. Fuck off. No, you're an idiot. And I'm not trying to be mean. I applaud your want to do these things to these people. But you gotta learn. You gotta take the time to learn how to do it properly. It's kind of like saying you're a professional football player when you literally wore shoulder pads once. And that there's kind of more to playing football than just wearing a pair of shoulder pads. What's up, NY Kush, baby? How you doing? You know, Corey Kors, at the end of the day, I have no personal moral thing against that, because as far as I'm concerned, companies are ripping people off. So, yeah, see, for me, I try to stay away from feminizing anything. I'm kind of anti-feminization. The reason why feminization for seeds is like this thing now, everybody. I'm just grabbing a beer, everybody, and I think I left a part of my cigar sitting outside, so I'm gonna grab that. But 1 second here, everybody. Hopefully, Bluetooth of the headphones will reach where it's going out the door. I'll be right back, everybody. I'm still here through the audio, as long as it's not crap. There we go. But I'm a big advocate of staying away from feminizing marijuana thieves. One, let's just not fuck with shit where we're like basically chemically castrating a genome of a plant. Can we not do that? That'd be nice. To be completely honest. And what we should be doing is taking the time to breed out things properly. But why are feminized seeds this thing? Well, because you spent like $1 billion on 5 of them. So it's like, fuck, that motherfucker better fucking give me some titties, or else I'm gonna be mad. If I got 4 males and 1 chick, at least I could breed some of my own goddamn seeds, you know, like, fuck. But at the same time, if we can keep it standard and say, fuck feminization, let's take natural males and natural females and build genetics that way. Yes, you're going to have to maybe pop a few more beans, but if they don't cost $1 billion, who gives a shit? And having healthy male and female lines, because that's part of what makes cannabis special. Most plants in the world have both genders in the same plant. Cannabis isn't. Well, it can hermy on you, but like that is a bad, like that's atypical for it. It's atypical in that is atypical for it. It is having singular gendered glands to it, which makes it special. That's kind of rare, right? So we should play with the way it naturally works and keep these lines going so we can actually be breeding possibly some very stable genetics. But if we've got all this shit that this has been feminized, or this has been that, or we haven't done that properly, or this or that, and then we all keep making it fuck, then it's just going to be more fucking, it's all going to be confused, and nothing's going to be anything anymore. I don't know. Genetics are a pain in the ass. Well, technically, the wife said I could pee in the sink. I mean, I haven't yet, and I don't know if I'm going to, but... Rodney Lepine. Yo, Josh, how much for 2 double squatches in Canadian money? The last time I checked on the exchange rate, typically, or at least most of the time, the exchange rate works out to 777. 777 Canadian. Well, you see, Mike Orlando, I mean, you know, and that's great, but even 35 for 5 is too much. We should be charging like $1 or $2 a seed. That is what seeds should cost. Hell, if you go to a farmer that grows anything else, for the most part, and say, oh, I'm going to charge you $1 a seed, they're going to fucking shoot you. Like, let's be honest here. So why are we fucking cannabis this bad? Because it's not like, oh, we only get 1 seed when you breed a seed. It's just greed, man. It's greed. Hey, John boy, maybe if I'm ever in Calgary, you know, maybe I'll come pick one up. It's like you're only over the mountains, really. It's not that far of a drive. Who knows? It breaks my heart, Mike Orlando, with what all this shit is. I mean, that's why, you know, partly same kind of basic sentiment on lighting tech is why we launch these fucking cocksuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, God damn it, you know what? And then, you know, this is part of why we started the YouTube. I got pissed off with all the misinformation on the internet, people not having a place where they could go to at least learn a few things that are solid enough that they could begin to learn and grow. So I was like, well, fuck it. Well, to be fair, it had a few beers and a bit of scotch, but I'm going to make a YouTube. And that's how it all started too. Greg Manley shipping it sucks, but a lot of people now are living in a world where they're like, oh well, I don't have to pay for shipping with Amazon, I get it for free. Yeah, that's great. I'm not $1 trillion company, and it sucks, but a lot of small companies that are actually doing some of the best work on things, like for example, Canna Plates in Alberta. My buddy James Wade owns that shit. That's where we buy our plates and our controllers from. For making rosin. They're great. I fucking love it. James is a brilliant man. Knows a shitload about making fucking extracts. Like, fuck, man. Sometimes I just call him. I'm like, yo, how the fuck did you make that pretty picture I saw on Instagram, man? Like, what the fuck is that? Because I know we're using the same equipment. So, like, talk to me here. Like, wow. So, anyway, but it's like, you got to pay for shipping, right? Like, Amazon owns planes and they have bajillions of dollars. They paid zero tax on their profit revenues. Yeah, of course they have free shipping. They took the zero tax they paid on any of their revenue and bought a bunch of planes. We live now in this world of instant gratification when it comes to stuff. And I think that's a thing that's really hard for small companies, especially in the emergency industry of cannabis or grow tech or anything associated with it. It's like, it's hard for the little people out there because at the end of the day, it's like, we're all programmed, and I do at the same time too. I get fucking pissed off about paying shipping. Like, I'll admit it. It sucks. I got used to Amazon too, but then when I started at a company, and you start learning the realities of how the world works for the little company, you start going, oh, fuck. Fuck me. Never heard of Kevin Jodry, but that's not because like I'm antisocial. I'm too busy to ever actually really watch much YouTube. It's weird. I'm a YouTuber who doesn't watch a lot of YouTube, and if I am watching YouTube, it's usually like I'm on a train or in between gigs doing something, and I'm listening to music. Or I want to try to make more of an effort though to engage in the world of YouTube and other. YouTube grower peoples and try to kind of help build that network with all of us together so we can stand together and be stronger. I just never really did it a lot. I'm not really aware of stuff. Part of the sad side effects, I keep coming up with more things that I gotta do and keep track of in my brain. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's not just Thulstrip. It's my company too. Thank you. Me and Brett talk all the time, and it's funny. Like, actually, like this one thing happened. I won't tell who it was. We'll just tell the story. It's a funny story from the early days of the Squatch lighting systems. All right. So, okay. So someone ordered a big Squatch there in the mail, and I guess it got a little damaged in the mail. So they didn't contact us at Pot Squatch Growers Enterprises Inc. They didn't contact Soulstrip. They proceeded instead to go to Instagram, running their mouth like a dick. And we've made friends with them, and everything's cool now, by the way. So that's why I'm not sharing the name. So if you're watching, don't feel bad. It's totally fine. I'm just sharing the story because it was part of our history. It's part of the early days. It was funny. And it tags another company on it. I'm sitting there. I won't lie to you. I was taking a shit. And I'm having a beer. And all of a sudden, I see this notification, and I check it. And so I got there at 15 minutes after the post. At 14 minutes after the post, this company that had been tagged was right back there. So then I quickly jumped back in. And I was like, well, to be fair, you didn't contact us. You didn't contact Soulstrip. You literally just started running your mouth on the internet and tagged another company. And that's a little bit questionable to my personal opinion. And, well, at the end of the day, damage happens in post. I don't know about you, but I've had a few things show up broken. It happens. But what an honorable person does is allow a company, or fuck, two companies working together, like, fuck, that's two heads better than one. Give them the fucking chance to try to fix it, baby. Because we are literally growers doing this for growers. We're like, yes, we make our livings, part of our livings doing this. But we do it to help you. It's part of, like, as the payment. It makes you feel good inside to do these things to help the people of the Weed Titty. So it's just kind of like, and I'm sitting there, right? And I'm just like, ugh, you little bitch. But that's okay. Then we did a live stream. Then Adam Squatch went and got them in the live stream too. It worked out in the end, and they totally apologized, and he was like, "Yo, I'm really sorry. I was upset," and I was like, "Bro, I'm a passionate man. My business partner was actually in the room when I was talking to him on the phone, and so I went up to my business partner. I said, Michael, would it be safe to say, after working with me for 7 years and being one of my best friends, that maybe once or twice I blew up and reacted about being pissed off, and maybe I should have calmed down to make the right decision?" Michael starts laughing. So I said to him, I said, look, you don't need to feel bad. You acknowledged, you owned it, and you apologized. I'm old school, baby. That means a lot to me. I'm okay with that. But it was a funny story, though. I think it was like maybe a month-ish in. Maybe even less than. I don't know. But it was funny. Yeah. The things you learn as you try to kind of go into the world and start releasing things and run a little company and trying to help some people and make a few bucks while you do it at the same time. You know, and it's funny. Sorry, everybody. I'm just catching up and reading here. Uh, I got a tax bill that said pay or we will give you a misdemeanor over six. What the fuck? Damn, Mr. Nice Guy. That's fucked. John Akita Hart, aka Metatron John. Yo, dudes, is the medium squad slide enough for a 1.2 meter square tent? Fuck, even though I am like a Canadian and we are technically metric, I speak grow tents in feet. Shit. I can do this in my head. 1 meter is 3.33 fucking feet repeated, so 1.2 meters square, though. Square 1.2 meters, so that would be. Yes, I do believe so. Wait, is it a four? Would that work out to 4x4? Because I was going a little under than that. Okay, so is the technical number on that one district 3.9? Okay, well if it's 3.9 square feet, but what's the parameter? No, that wouldn't make sense. What are the parameters? I need a side by side. So it is 4x4. Lewisburg, it's four. Thank you. Okay, so if it's 4x4, yeah, because 1.2 would take over the 3.3 repeated on the meter. That makes sense. Okay, thank you everybody for helping me with the math on that. You could do a big squatch. The core flowering on a big squatch is 3x4. You know, but if you really want to crank a 4x4 and do what I would do, if I had the budget to, I'd throw a double squatch in there because yes, it's a lot of light. Yes, it'll be intense, but that's where weed titties come from. And given that our lights have such a thin profile, you can ride it up to 2 inches of the roof. The profile on our fixtures is like 2 inches. So when you exterior mount that driver, so you don't have the off-put of that extra heat in there, like a lot of lights have the driver built in, then yeah, fuck it. Like, because you can crank that shit, ride your fixtures all the way to the top of the tent, remove a big part of the heat it produces, and yeah, why not? No, dude, Caden's fucking quick, and he's been like studying. He's been going back to school. Caden Crooks is becoming a doctor. He's been having to, you take a few extra classes before you can start doing certain things. So he's been doing a bunch of math courses recently. So his brain is like fucking fired for numbers right now. He's just like, this is what he's doing. So it helps me because I can do fairly decent, quick enough, rough math in my head, and I can figure things out. But also too. Well, during these shows, there's a lot of crap happening on in my head then. Fuck, what are you going to do? Hey, no worries. John Akita Hart, a.k.a. Metatron John. Oh. Yo, rye mail, double or triple O. That's what in Canada we call hustler math, and I was always good at understanding that and speaking that. I mean, it was funny. I used to do a bunch of stand-up routines where I talked about that and said, I was like, someone would ask me a question, I'd be like, all right, but can you ask me that? And they're like, what? And then you explain it. It was actually quite fun. Um, Reed, that's funny. I like that. That was pretty funny. Oh, shit. I'm fucking this up. Sorry, everybody. I'm trying to keep up. 1 second. Well, John Akita Hart, that's very kind. Very kind. 1 second here. Oh, shit. What's up, Jeff Noonan? First time you ever been to live stream? Well, welcome, my friend. Yes, Michael A. The Squatch lights can be there for you. Adam Squatch is on it. He shared that shit there. All right. And so is Michael Robinson. We got it going, baby. It's very nice. All right. So here's the question: are we liking having the camera phone video making a little closer? Is it nice? Because I mean, that was kind of one of the comments we were getting, yesterday. Like, well, we're used to seeing your face like this. Like, I mean, it could be a little closer. So, I mean, I'm just fucking around with this shit. I mean, if we need to get more intimate, I can lean closer if I need to. Jeff Noonan, I used to do a lot of that when I was younger. I don't anymore because anything that's underdeveloped or smalls, I'm just gonna make into something that I'll make into rosin anyway. So not anymore. I used to back in the hood days, when especially when I was younger, about 7 or 8 years ago. I did that a lot, but not anymore. Well, that's the thing, Nicole. Layman. I mean, I was like, yeah, no, I can get it. It's a little chaotic sometimes visually to have that. And then you got me fucking tweaking out around the tweaking out frame, and it's like, wow. So I don't know. I'm trying to play around with things, step up the game a little bit, maybe. It's also a little bit easier. I can sit here and be like, yeah. I can read off the computer. I can like, hi, camera, hi, people, and then boom, 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 boom. It's fun. Calculus can be fun though. Frustrating bitch, but fun too. Yeah, we sold a few to the UK. We sold a few to Ireland, a few to Scotland. Uh, I'd have to like actually check my notes where they've all gone, but I know we've definitely sold some over there. Mostly, we sold a bunch. I think if the other day I found out in Canada we've sold to everywhere in Canada now, except for Nova Scotia and the Northwest Territories. But other than that, we've basically sent Squatch lights everywhere else in Canada, which is pretty cool. I remember we found out that we sent a light to Prince Edward Island. I was like, what? That's so cool. It's like so far east, man. I do not have that math off the top of my head, OG Shane P, but I do have it somewhere, so I can find that out for you. OG Shane P, send me an email, and I'll go through my shit so I can get the answers to that for you, my friend. Because I will not lie to you. I am not an electrical engineer. I'm a smart dumbass. And I have electrical engineer friends that help me with things. I have ideas, they have ideas, and we make things happen. Oh, but it's so pretty though, Freedom Grower, right? I mean, it'd be good, you know. Oh, crap. My beard picks all the way over there. Oh, heartbreaking. No, I know you were further east, Adam, but fuck, Prince Edward Island's still pretty fucking far. When it first happened, I think that was the first one to go really far east. We've sold to Newfoundland and Labrador, obviously, now. It's only Nova Scotia, like I said, and the Northwest Territories that we're waiting on to make a sale in. But I think we'll hit those soon, too. Oh, no, I'm just teasing Freedom Grower. You don't have to kiss my ass in like the beard way. It's okay. I was being silly. uh, I'm just hoping, like, I do want to get this commercial audition I did recently. I can't talk about it, obviously, but, like, it would be a really cool one if I were to get it. I'm just hoping I don't have to shave if I were to, because it might involve some special effects, makeup art, and shit. And so, but the way it would work, I think I'd probably be okay. But here's hoping. Mongo Grows Bud. My email. Oh, thanks. Adam's on it. Never mind. Thank you, Adam. Luke and Cherby, currently, no, we do not have Pod Squatch condoms. That is not one that has come across the metaphoric table in my mind, shall we say, that comes up with products to carry. So, no, we do not currently carry a Pod Squatch condom. Funny question, though. Yeah, we definitely do. Mongo Rosebud, 100%. I work from home most of the time, so, you know, it would work. Okay, if we release Pod Squatch condoms, we will, but it's like, probably would be bad, because, like, I'd be like, Pod Squatch condoms, they work great. Made out of hemp or some shit. But Uncle Pod Squatch loves barebacking. I'm a dirty bastard, but it's true. But anyway, no, that'd be funny though. You know what I'm saying? Pod Squatch grow with condoms. The more you grow, it grow too. It's the fucking marketing campaign right there. No, I feel you, Ryan Mail 000. Well, it's true. It is true. I mean, I don't. So, but in my world, that's okay. You know, so. Oh, fuck. Michael A, that's pretty funny. I like that. That's quite funny. Now we're on to pregnancy kits. My God. Who would have thought? I thought you all would have said, where's the, the CBD suppository line or something? Okay, no, but what's the question? What do you mean? It's giving you a different price at checkout? It's called we charge taxes on things, Mongo Bros. I'm assuming. What issues are you having with your site or with the site? I could try to help you navigate what's going on there and explain it. Oh, dude. If any of you haven't seen the Dab skincare interview we did at the Olympics, she actually has like this medicated lube for when you're getting down. It's fun for everybody. And I was like, you wonderful dirty girl. Like, you made that shit. And so in the interview, I'm like, well, I should probably get some of this for me and my wife then. You know, good times, right? Like, hey. Scooby-Doo, it is possible to flower anything with any amount of light. But in terms of successful weight, you're not going to get much on just a straight 35 watt, my friend. I'm sad but true. I'm not trying to be a dick, just being honest. Oh, Adam, I like your little kind of prelude to the links there. Want your very own affordable top of the line grow light? Try out Pod Squatch Growers LED grow lights, the Squatch lighting system. Here's the link. I added the Squatch lighting system into there, but other than that, great writing, Adam. Very proud of you. Yeah, and the next one's the same. I find that very, very funny. What's up, Girls Grow 2? How you doing? Girls Grow 2, I saw on the Facebook that you were like fucking hurt your back or some crazy shit happened. How you feeling now? You doing all right? Raw mail 000, double squatch it, baby. Double squatch it all the way. What did Scooby Doo ask? I want to see the first part of the statement. One second, everybody. Is it possible to flower 35 watt? Oh, yeah. No, sorry. Now I'm here. No, yeah. No. Vegging it out a little bit is fine, but one of the quintessential components to having a successful run and having a bunch of good fake the weed titties, all right, is light. You need enough light to make those weed titties happen. So, oh, shush, Mike. No, same for 3x3. No, on a 3x3, I'd put a big squatch. Excuse me. I put a big squatch in there personally. Ooh, I like that, Michael Robinson. Double the pleasure, double the fun, a double squatch for everyone. How I've described it as well, you know what's better than a big fucking Sasquatch backing you up? Two motherfucking big Sasquatches backing your ass up. You wanna know what's better than two big Sasquatches backing your ass up? 8 big Sasquatches, which would be 4 double squatches, which is what we're rocking in there. 3,500 Calvin color is true. That's what we like to do. It's going to give you the duplicity to do vegging and flowering. So, rock and roll. DJ Drew 24 Volt, can you please tell me how I know when I'm in the final 2 weeks? Well, typically, with most strains, you're going to have a rough idea of what their time window will be. Starting at week 6 and 7, you're going to be taking a look at seeing how they're developing. And based off what you see at 6 weeks or 7 weeks, typically with most photo strains is when you're going to decide, am I running an 8-week runner? Is this a 9-week runner? Is this a 10-week runner? And with sativa-based things, I've seen sativas run as late as 12 to 16 weeks. So. Richard S., in terms of the molasses, I normally incorporate it in my feeds once or twice a week when I'm using it. And then I incorporate it in my normal feed regimes when I do that. And for the club soda, a couple times a week if you can. Start doing that kind of week 2, maybe. Rocking and rolling. Hell yeah. How's it looking, William Johnson? Is it sticky? Is it smelling good? Basically, DJ Drew, when you bring things down in terms of trichrome coloration, it's kind of a varied thing. It's all about personal preference. Technically, when you've got straight milk trichromes, basically, some will never go like a full out milk, others will. But this is sort of that window when it's basically all milk or mostly milky, a little bit of cloudy. That's kind of when the THC, as it were, is at its highest. I like to harvest when it's usually more 10. Up to 40% ambering, depending on what the strain is, what I'm going for with it. On the last run, I took it down at 8, or not the last run, but the run before the last run. We're still I'm still not done yet, right? In my head, because I still got to trim it and cure it and all that. So it's still the current run for me. We took that down at 8 weeks, just experimenting with a couple of those strains, and this one we kind of ended up going about 8.5 or so on it. Yeah, but hashtag boom. Oh yeah, I mean, at least their seeds pop. That's a good thing, Yo-Yo. I will fucking give them that. But again, everyone charges still too much. I have not tried Mammoth P, my friend. I have not. I have not tried that one, but I think I have heard of it before. Now I'm trying to remember, was it a strain or was it a nutrient? I don't remember. But I have heard someone say that in the world of weed. I just don't remember what it was. What's up, Captain Juan Gross? How are you, my friend? Hell yeah, District Records. I can tell you've been reading those books good, man. I'm proud of you, man. What's thinking, everybody? Well, it's fucking happening. Wife said it was okay. We're off camera, so. All right. Dun, dun, dun. Pissing in the sink in the kitchen. Pissing in the sink in the kitchen. Pissing in the sink, gonna turn on the tap. Pissing in the sink in the kitchen. Dun, dun, dun. Make sure you give your wife a foot rub, cause she's letting you do this to copy the show. Yes, I am, in fact, pissing in the sink. Hashtag boom. Talk amongst yourselves while I grab the beer. All right. All right, and we're back. I've got a feeling that I stepped in some dog shit. Sorry, everybody. 1 second. I totally did, too. Crime of having dogs. Literal shit. 1 second, everybody. Uncle Pot Squat's got a previous boot. Daddy's pissing in the sink and the dogs are shitting on the floor. Damn it. If you hear weird sounds to me in the background, I'm actually not very flexible, and I've got my boot up into the kitchen sink now, trying to rinse the boot off. Well, never let it be said that this YouTube is not real with its people. We are at least that, I'll tell you. We're at least that. I'll be back in a moment, everybody. I'm trying to clean my boot. Almost there, everybody. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. Yes. All is well. Just seems frustrating. Well, I think that's at least good enough for now. Whoop. Sorry, everybody. I know that's a little frustrating, or at least gross, or annoying, or something. Doing what I can. Oh, shit. Comes back to live stream. Nobody's watching! Sorry, everybody. Do, do, do. Almost done cleaning. All right. I can come back now. It is clean. So wash my hands now, to be fair. But all right, everybody. The curse of tiny dogs. Oh, dude, it was funny. I was actually practicing doing that sketch in real life the other day. Because I want to be able to use it in the comedy sketch. If I drink enough Bud Light, I could totally pull that off in real life. So I've been practicing. It was pretty funny to hear you bring that up because I was literally just telling the wife about that the other day, and I'm like, I want to use this comedy sketch. I'm going to do it real. And we can tell everyone like that was real pee. Luke and Shirby, no, I'm good personally. If you're talking to me. And then I stepped in some of the dog's body functions. Oh man. Ooh, fucking cold. Ooh. I've got a broken tooth, so. Yeah, no, it's true. I've been using club soda literally since I was probably 17 or 18 in my grows, playing around with it. So it is a legit thing. It works in many wonderful ways. Also, too, it's kind of fun watching it just, fizz and fizzle as you dump it onto the root ball of your plants, and the plants get quite happy. It's like you can sense it. Often I find with a lot of strains, they actually almost, within about 10 or 20 minutes of doing it, kind of let off this subtly different smell almost. Just kind of being like, we happy. Coffee works too. The one thing that is true is coffee is quite high in nitrogen, so you have to be aware of that in terms of nitrogen toxicity at times. The occasional hooking or whatever is not a big deal in terms of nitrogen toxicity in actuality, my humble 2 cents. But if it gets really bad, that is going to both harm yield and harm how your actual weed titties are developing in terms of both their cannabinoid profiles and terpene profiles. And general fucking yield, to be fair. So I use coffee up till about mid-ish flower usually. Because like for example, I don't use any of my grow, my 3-pot when I'm in flower. What I use instead is a little bit of fucking leftover coffee. And I find that just works a little bit better in terms of kind of giving it that green, part of that equation, but still less nitrogen than I would be getting if I was playing with the other one. So I don't know, just kind of a stylisher thing, you know what I'm saying? Eh, I mean, it's a complicated issue, right? I don't know. It's interesting. I saw some interesting articles coming out about that today. We'll see. I don't want to comment on that one right now. I'll comment eventually, but right now I'm still forming kind of how I'm going to stab jokes at everybody on that one. So let's not get into the propane shortages and the rail strikes at the moment. But I currently have a 600-watt Viper Spectra and a 400-watt iPower and a 4x4. Can't wait to get my double squash cut of thave up. And I feel the first time I made that shift to using Samsung chip type technologies, it does cost a bit, but I mean, it's more affordable now than it was once we launched our lights, and it is a big expense though. Like it's not cheap, but when you do make the switch, finally, I had to save up for quite some time, and then I got there, and it was just sort of this beautiful night and day experience of all of a sudden I'm cranking it with some serious fucking lights, you know what I'm saying? And it was just so different than the blurple world that we had been playing with when we started the channel, Nicole Lenman. I would like to have sort of that. I'd like to have it set up and going by the new year. If it's not January starting, February, let's just say I'm going to shoot for January, but I'll give myself that it might be February or March that it finally comes out because one, developing sort of the first number of classes and sort of formalizing all of that, getting the teaching packages together, and then also developing sort of the platform and the website of how all that's going to work and getting that going will be a bit. So I'll shoot for the new year, but or the beginning of the new year. But worst case scenario, February or March is kind of my guess at that. Can you tell me the time frame of vegging clones and seeds, please? I'm just using 1 gallon pots. Was that from Cindy Bachman? Oh man, no, it's all good. Cindy Bachman, are you here? You still there, Cindy? Okay, we're gonna answer the question anyway. Maybe she'll see it later. Potsquatch, can you tell me the time frame of vegging clones and seeds, please? Well, basically, typically from seed, it's going to take 2 to 3 weeks really before you see a lot of explosive growth from that germinated seed. It takes a solid 2 to 3 weeks before it has a mature enough root system to where you're really going to see it aggressively start to go. In terms of using clones, if we're talking about getting the clones themselves to veg, or not veg, but re-root, if it's a vegging clone, that's going to be typically about 3 to 7 days. From a monster crop perspective of where you're taking a flowering cutting, the later in flower, the harder it is to do. That's usually going to more run around a 3 to 6 week proper mark. To get it to root is usually about 3 or 4 weeks. To get that true proper re-veg happening on a monster cropped clone, that's going to take another 2 to 3 weeks. But from a general clone, you can get some vegging cuttings, especially if it is a strain or a pheno of said strain that really takes to rooting quite well. Then simply put, quick 3 to 4 days. See some little roots. You can plant that shit. You're good. And from there, you're gonna veg that out to flip. As long as you want, because it's not about vegging a plant out for a time window in a sense. It's about vegging the plant out and training it to fill the space, knowing that it's going to have a stretch of 100 to 300%. So when you get that stretch happening, you need to make sure you have the space for that. So, some people might want to kind of do a bunch of smaller ones at 12 inches, do kind of more of a sea of green sort of methodology to it. Or you would grow out a couple of really big ones and train them to fill a space and train them out and about to fill and maximize that space without outgrowing your vertical, height, shall we say. Well, sadly, I think Cindy Bachman left. That's sad. Cindy Bachman is the cousin of Randy Bachman. She lives down in the States. She bought a grinder. We sent it to her. Oh, sorry, Cindy. I got to it eventually, I promise. What's up, Taz and Blondie? How's Ottawa doing today, my friend? I feel you, yo. But we're always going to do our best. If we do eventually get licensed to be able to bring all that to market and start doing that, we're always going to do our best, like we do with the lights, to make things affordable. But that's very sweet of you to say, I'm ready to pay that. And I'm like, well, that's very sweet. So thank you, my friend. Well, Max Wilder, what you can do is, in terms of not drinking coffee, you can always go to a coffee shop. Typically, they'll let you take their used coffee grounds for free. And so what you can do is you can just take those used coffee grounds, a bunch of them home, and let it set, steep your tea out of that. You can get some coffee out of it that way, and you can still use those grounds to top dress as well, which is, well, your plants like it. So top dress with some coffee grounds is another way to add in sort of the coffee positive to the positive pH, as well as the high levels of nitrogen and other sort of secondary characteristics. I swear to God, I think the caffeine in coffee does perk up the titties in a weird way, but a positive way. Could be completely in my head, but I don't actually have any basis behind that to say how or why that would work. But it's part of the superstition, I guess, of me. I'm both scientific and spiritual, I guess you could say. Midnight. What are you sorry about, Midnight Gardener? What are you apologizing for? Well, I'm not sure what Midnight Garden is sorry for, but I'm sure they'll let us know. But well, it's just, and again, there's no scientific basis to the caffeine thing. Like I've never looked into what the actual stimulus of caffeine to a cannabis plant would actually be. It has literally just been me thinking to myself, like, well, and I think they like the caffeine too, because Papa likes it. So they're my daughters, so they must love it, right? You know what I'm saying? Oh, are you Canadian, Midnight Gardener? It was very Canadian. We all apologize a lot. Um, when I was a kid, there was like a prank thing called Jerky Boys. It's what they did back then would not fly now, but it does if you do it in a certain way where you set people up for pranks. And so they kind of re-exist, and it was a kind of nostalgic thing for me when I discovered them called Ownage Pranks. They're on YouTube. And I listened to this one the other day though, where they pranked this Canadian guy, and this set up to his old employer. He was this grumpy old Canadian guy, and check it out at Otis Pranks. It was hysterical because the guy and kept getting contacted by the one character who had been harassing when he gave him a reference to get him a thing at Tim Hortons and all this blah blah. But then the guy kept fucking with him and pretending to be like the government or other people calling. So the guy would stand up for the guy when talking to other people. But then it's just very funny. So you should check it out. It's quite hysterical, my friend. What's up, Track Romy? How you doing, my friend? Why I'm sharing that to watch that is it's like single-handedly witnessing very much a Canadianism of how we react to certain things at times and how many Canadians are. And sort of watching this shit was just like, oh my God, it is a super fucking Canadian thing. Like there's just this old Canadian guy getting fucked with by this professional voiceover artist who's been making prank calls since I was a kid to people. And I'm just sitting here listening, going like, God damn, like hell yeah, try homie. Did you go 3,500 Kelvin color on that big splotch, or what? What'd you go with? What's up, Cam D420? What's crack lagging? What's up, Milkman 420? Woo! Oh yeah, I only drink caffeinated coffee. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, track homie. You know what I'm saying? Do, 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 do. Oh, it was funny. I was like, oh, the frame's all cut off at the top of my head. But I just scrolled down on the computer. So I was like, oh, wait. Never mind. Do, do, do. Where's my joint? Did I smoke that shit? No, I didn't. There's a little bit left. There we go. Oh, shit. You quit coffee, John Boy. My goodness. Hell yeah, Brian. What are you growing this time? Well, I feel you, Jason Begay. How you doing, my friend? Welcome. For a double squash, what would be the best setup in a 4x4 for Calvin color? Well, Yo-Yo, Calvin color isn't gonna be something you're picking because of size of area. It's intention of area. So if that singular tent you want an environment that can both veg and flower a plant, you're gonna. My personal preference is going 3500. You can go the dually, which is a 2700, 5700 split, and the way the photons will kind of fuse out, you kind of arguably do the math where it comes at like a 3700 or so. But I personally prefer going 35 on the singular set, strip there. That's utilizing the X2. I believe the X3 dually that it comes with is it's a bigger built-in strip that's designed to operate at 34 volts, where most of our lights are, most tech is operating at 24 in the way we build it. The reason why the X3 was originally invented at Soul Strip back in the hood days when they were just a parts company was they were trying to find a part that all these people who had cob-based drivers, which operate at the 34 volts, to have a thing they could wire into these drivers. They had perfectly good drivers, but burnt out cobs. I'm not a cob man. Cobs piss me off. So that's another way you can go to have that duplicity of veg and flower as well, going to the dually. I prefer going 35 hundo myself, but that's just me, man. Hell yeah. Strawberry lemon, very nice. With Cinderella 99. A lot of people have been buzzing in different parts of the world about that strain, so, let me know what you think. That sounds awesome, William Johnson. I can't wait to see what you can do with those in your setup, my friend. I'm really excited. No, hemp slayer, if you pollinate with traditional, non-feminized, standard male buck pollen, as it were, you're going to have an intermix of both auto and non-auto in terms of how the genetics are going to work out on that one. No worries, hemp slayer. Happy to help, my friend. I've always, for many years, enjoyed thinking about how, in general, genetics work. It's a lot of fun. It's my favorite part of biology in school. Peanut butter Kush breath. Well, because I've heard of peanut butter breath, but peanut butter Kush breath. So peanut butter breath crossed with Kush, and then you've crossed that with the Z Skittles. Very interesting. I mean, my main thing is just, a lot of these super new strains. I don't know, not for me. I mean, I'm on a mission, and I will be for the rest of my life, to find all of the old genetics that I can find. It was funny. Mike the State Red Squash. Pot Squash condoms. Pregnancy test kits coming soon. Xmas favorites. At least as gag gifts. We could sell the pot squash condoms. We'll put a pin through them as a joke. It'll be funny. Just talking about all this pregnancy crap. I remember early on with me and Mrs. Potsquatch, and we were drinking one night, and I was making a joke like, well, since I'm a Sasquatch and a Potsquatch, if you get pregnant, baby, like, it's gonna be like a litter. You're quite tiny, so I hope your body can take it. You just look scared, and I'm like, no, it'll be funny. Like, we get through it. You ain't dead, and it's like funny. Then the end of the world happens, and fucking some bad guys came and stole you from the hospital room. So then I walk into the birthing ward, and I'm like, Boss Squatches, to attention! All these little babies just like pop it up. Boom, boom, boom. And they're hairy as fuck. Except number 4. Number 4 is not hairy. It's like, number 4, where's their chest hair? Oh, right, let's go. And it's just like me and the babies going out to save that mother and the end of the world. And again, pretty much everything's a film in my head. And I love, writing comedic apocalyptica, at least in my personal time. So. Yes, Alchemaniac. I actually tried it for the first time just to kind of play around with it, doing with the Jorge Cervantes way. I think that washing your buds only really needs to be done when it's an outdoor crop, where that is like meant to be existing as flower. Because there's no control on that. There's a lot of crap in there. You can wash indoors. I mean, as long as you run a controlled environment and you take care of basic things indoors, you don't really need to do it. Jorge Cervantes' way of washing is a great way to do it. he advocated many moons ago that, oh, well, you can wash powdery mildew away and it's okay. That is an old thought, doesn't work that way. Maybe with a little bit of PM, but if you've got super bad PM infestation in your weed, you're never going to be able to remove that from the full bud, regardless of how hard you bud wash that. So that idea in terms of bud washing back in the hood days, it was very prevalent when I was a young grower and everyone talked about it, but that's not true. It doesn't work that way. But bud washing in and of itself works very well in terms of dealing with outdoor crop dust, bugs, crap, random shit that's gone on your weed. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a way that you can do that. Some do argue that bud washing, even in an indoor crop, does help to accentuate and bring out certain profiles on the plant and the terpene profile. I don't know about that. That's part of why I'm starting to play with it a little bit, just to sort of see what I think in terms of that premise on bud washing, because that would only be the only really practical application to doing it on an indoor grow that doesn't have an issue, if that makes sense. So yeah. That's right, DJ Drew 24V. How we get old strains is by making friends with older growers. That's most of all of the kind of classic or old school strains have been either people in my age bracket or older growers, and people who are looking to pass things on. I've inherited things too from growers who died, but like the genetics of original are still out there. Some of them have been lost in that, like, they're sitting there probably in some random box or random thing somewhere in an old abandoned house, and they're just sitting there, and at first we won't know what they are. We may never know quite what they are, but like, if you meet someone who has, for example, a bunch of old strains that someone they knew, or someone, or if they're old or someone older than them collected over years or this or that, you may not know what they are. Take them. Those are very valuable. They're like a step back into time before we started really fucking with shit, and then we kind of lost track of what we did with a lot of stuff. And so trying to find these old genetics is very doable. It's just being aware of what that means and why we do that. And also too, because sometimes people may not even know what they have. Like, one time I was helping my buddy at his grandmother's house, taking a bunch of crap out from her storage, and then I found this giant bag of pot seeds, and I'm like, holy shit, man, these are weed seeds. He's like, well, I don't really smoke pot. You could probably just take them. I was like, well, what if they're your grandma's? He was like, dude, they're not my grandma's. She is the most Christian person you'll ever meet. So, but it was like hilarious. You didn't know, but we found this random bag of old school seeds. In grandma's fucking garage and storage area. Sure, Max Wilder, I will. I can't do it until I have buds ready to wash, so it'll be on the next crop. So it'll be a bit wait on that, but I can do a video on bud washing for you, at least in my personal 2 cents. Am I a vegan? No, I love eating dead animals. I enjoy eating dead animals. I am pro dead animal. I don't eat farmed meat in terms of industrial farming. I like free range shit. I like eating animals that are or were allowed to be animals and hang out. Love game meat. I have a lot of friends that are hunters. I'm not a hunter myself, but was a butcher for a long time. I could break an animal down quite well, and I enjoy eating it. For me personally. Some ask, well, then why is it a vegan-friendly gum on your paper? Well, one, horse glue kind of tastes like shit. And two, a lot of pot squatches are vegan, so fuck it. If we can have a gum that includes them, then why the fuck not? I already went non-GMO, unbleached, hemp paper, organic on that. So fuck it, bring on the vegan friendly gum. I've got a feeling that Adam Squatch was like, yo, he texted the missus like, yo, uh, bring him his medal. Tell him to put his medal on. So she came out and did that, and now she's here talking and listening to me. It's probably tripping her out because she hears a delay. So it comes to her computer and then she's hearing me in the background. Similar tones with less definition. Well, I'm not stupid, Adam, just an idiot. Oh, hell yeah, gotcha, man. I like meat. I'm a big meat eater. I like vegetables too, don't get me wrong. Fuck, man. I've eaten some vegan shit these days. It's actually even pretty good. Like, I had this one cake. This was a few years ago, but I was at this place in Vancouver, and I had this cake. And it was, they didn't tell me at first. They were just like, yo, you want some chocolate cake? I was like, fuck yeah. So they brought this chocolate cake. It was fucking amazing. The fucker was gluten-free. It was vegan. And all those things. So celiacs could eat it. Vegans could eat it. And if you hadn't have fucking told me, I would have fucking thought it was just like straight up fucking chocolate cake. Like, it was fucking awesome. Then I felt a little weird learning what it was. But then I said, basically, fuck it. Tastes good. So. Huh. Ah, she's using headphones. Aha. I'm just sitting here watching all of you chat to each other now. I'm finding it rather amusing, actually. Oh, it is Nicole Lindman, and I'll give it that. I personally still want to eat some meat too. I'm a big fan of pork fat. Yes, I'm aware that pigs are genetically almost the same as us, but they taste good. I'm also aware that they're extremely intelligent. But still, I'm going to eat them. So. Taz and Blondie, I would say that it is technically possible to eat a vegan diet and have all your health shit covered. However, you need to acknowledge that that is extremely hard and expensive to do. And also, is there an issue if someone wants to eat meat? No, not my personal opinion. I don't support factory industry farmings and all that crap, man. Fuck that shit. That's horrible crap. But if this cow is allowed to hang out with his cow friends, it's a free range cow, like, I'm okay to eat that. You know, free range eggs. I mean, I like meat, but I have no issues with vegans. I support vegans' right to be vegans. Hell, you're starting to invent some pretty tasty shit. and I'm a stoner. I like food. But it's like for me, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like meat. Oh, I love the video that Dottie Davis made on the Pop Pop Pot as well. I tell you, it was so good. Fucking watching the plants grow, and then it's like, what? Trip me out, man. It's funny, Richard, asked when you say that hashtag dot squatch, because one of the ideas for a production company, if we ever start one, to do Roomies for Life, which is our TV pilot that we're finishing the edit on right now, was Dot Squatch Productions. Oh, Dottie Davis is totally her own entity, but that's why, like, the Dot Squatch though is very funny because that's one of the names we came up with, a hypothetical name for a production company. Dot Squatch Productions. Damn, son, that's gonna be hard as fuck. They're gonna dry so fucking fast, DJ Drew. One, controlled environment with general small intake and exhaust for sure. But what you're gonna need to do is like fuck. You might even just have to put like straight up bowls of water up in a controlled environment and like watch that closely. Like it's but at 20 fucking what did you say 25? Fuck. You're gonna have to do something like that to try to attempt to get that proper slow dry. Cool the temperatures in the area if you can as well. That's gonna help that along with will. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 2 days is way too fast. Mine's been drying. The violet I'm still waiting on, and a lot of it's still not quite ready. It has like 8, 9, 10 days now. Ganjaman. Smell, exhaust doesn't really fix smell. Because if you don't have something to control the smell, that exhaust is just pumping it out to your neighbors. Which, well, prying eyes, right? So, having an activated carbon scrubber, I like to run my carbon scrubber in the room ambiently. And then, so my AC is my typical form of exhaust, and I'm running that. So I just use that as but it's exhausting a room that's being maintained by a big, giant, fat carbon scrubber running ambiently in the room rather than being tied into an air line. Another way to do it is you can tie in a big carbon filter into your exhaust going out. And that'd be a way, but you'd have to run a shitload of exhausting out. And again, that's just not my style. But at the same time, you're going to need a carbon scrubbing system to really take care of that smell of that stinky weed, you know what I'm saying? If that's what you're after to try to take care of, if you know what I'm saying. Well, PAC 03420, obviously, one, there's going to be a few variables to analyze why your roots are only going thin. There's a bunch of different products that you can use. One of the cheapest, easiest ways to fuck around with your root systems, try to get them a little healthier, take powdered rooting hormone. It's almost seemingly partially hydrophobic, but you can eventually get it to do without having an anesonic emulsifier that uses like sound waves to actually make it overcome that. Like that's what you need to get THC and CBD into a liquid beverage to overcome the fact that it is partially hydrophobic in nature. I find with rooting hormone, if you beat the shit enough, you'll get it into that water without using fancy toys. So you can actually just take that and then put that into your water and water with that, and that can help to supercharge that as well. You're going to need to look at what is your soil, because maybe your soil's not great, or are you giving the proper food? What are your genetics? Throw in some molasses too when you're doing all that shit with the rooting hormone, man. A little molasses in that fucking rooting hormone, baby, and that shit is gonna be happy. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to help to build that thick root ball and stimulate at least root growth. So it'll thicken your root ball, that technique. The molasses will hopefully help a bit too in thickening your roots. You could also use another. There's a product out there called Super Thrive. That's going to build your root system pretty well. A lot of my friends love using that one. Super Thrive. So there's a bunch of different things, but that's awesome, Chem D420. That sounds beautiful and kind of fitting with your name. I've never tried recharged microbes, but I have I've heard of that, my friends. I've been curious to try them myself. So tobacco comes out of these fucking things. All right, how long has this been going? 98 minutes. God damn. How long is that? An hour and 40 or 38 minutes. All right. Oh hell yeah, Amylin barrels. It's like using a little rooting hormone. When I first started fucking around with it years ago, it almost felt like cheating, But as I've aged, I'm like, how's it cheating? I mean, it's just giving it some rooting hormone to help it along. It's naturally derived. If you want to get really natural rooting hormone, just go get some nubile growth off a weeping willow, cook it down into a tea, reduce it. Boom, rooting hormone, naturally sourced from the young nubile tits of the weeping willow. Rather poetic, actually, when you put it that way. Well, anyway, my friends, I'm not going to lie to you. It's been a wonderful show. It's been great. I love all of you. I actually have been feeling a smidge like I've got a cold setting in, and I've got a possible callback coming up in a couple of days. So I'm going to go and relax and make some soup and hang out with my wife and maybe watch a stupid, scary movie or some conspiracy theory crap. But everybody, thank you for tuning in. Just know that we, the Pot Squatch Growers Army, we, the community, we're here now. We're not going anywhere. Big things are coming. Hopefully the TV show and a bunch of other wonderful fucking shit. There's going to be new releases coming in January in terms of new lighting upgrades. We'll just leave it at that for now. But it's going to be sexy as shit. And anyway, the new year, we're not sure when we're releasing it. We're working on it. But again, in the new year, there's some cool shit that we're working on. So we got a lot of cool stuff coming. It's going to be good. And yeah, I can't talk about a lot of things because they're all hypothetical, some of them. But we're in talks with a bunch of different things going on. So it's going to be really good. I'm hoping for the TV show, 2 of them. One, our Roomies for Life TV show that we filmed like over a year and a half ago. Almost got that together, and we're going to start shopping that one around. But then also, 2, we're going to be hopefully putting together a Posquatch Growers kind of show. It's going to be wonderful. So anyway, my friends, keep it sexy, keep it real, keep it you. Remember, the true grower is the forever student. Don't be an asshole, be an asshat. Or don't be an asshat, be an asshole. It is how you slice the cake that makes the cake. Respect yourselves, but respect others. Have you toast, have you drank, whatever you into, baby. And love your life. And don't be afraid to take fucking risks. Be yourself, motherfuckers! Uncle Pot Squatch loves you. Uncle Pot Squatch, read Titty Man out. How do I end this? I can't end it through the computer. I'd have to do it on the phone. So, well, I might as well fucking pound this beer before we end it then. Bye, everybody. I know it's still going. Gotta get it into the frame. Holder, tripody, fucker thing. All right, everybody. Peace out. Uncle Pot Squatch loves you, baby.